industrial revolution that put Birmingham on the map. Today 1 million people live here and 3 million within the wider conurbation. And like every major city, it contains a rich tapestry of cultures which enrich its life as people from around the world settle in this metropolis. It is in this city that an amazing modern-day missionary story has emerged.
Under the leadership of Edwin Orton, the present-day Birmingham City Mission started in 1966. During those early years, open-air meetings were held in the Boring outside St Martin's Church, and thousands of people heard the gospel. And almost immediately, homeless people were met each week, soup was given, a helping hand, and even blankets. And so were birthed the two emphases of the work of Birmingham City Mission have carried on over these 42 years. That of preaching the gospel to as many people as possible in our city, and also of expressing the love of God to all that we can reach and who will receive and accept our help. It has been an exciting and a wonderful adventure of faith, this work of the Birmingham City Mission. And my desire is that something of the passion and the commitment and the vision of those early workers in 1966 can still be seen in the workers of today.
Today, that same vision and passion is evident in our missionaries, who still go out onto the streets of Birmingham week by week to share their faith with others.
Our method of open-air work is to do direct preaching and share the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ with men and women, boys and girls. Part of our work also involves door-to-door work, as you can see. We have our missionaries in different parts of Birmingham, and they go into the districts and do door-to-door work. They visit every home in the district, take the gospels to men and women.
It was at those early open-air meetings that the mission made contact with many needy people, and the vision of helping the homeless of the city was born. Today, BCM operates 3 residential projects accommodating over 500 people each year.
The care centre that we run happens on Tuesdays and Wednesday evenings, where we cater for 48 people. We open the doors to anybody who comes to us who needs help. The staff and the volunteers aim to show the love of God in a practical way by providing food, friendship, but also the opportunity for people to hear the good news about Jesus Christ.
At the moment, we're staying at someone's flat. It's like I was homeless for nearly 2 years. You know, when we leave here, we always like talk about what the speech has been about that night. It's like, because we don't really get chance in our lives, you know what I mean?
We got given a Bible.
Yeah, so, yeah. And meaning that I could talk to someone if I needed to. That's a lot with me, do you know what I mean? Because like, I personally bottle things up. If it wasn't for Carla and like here, I don't know, you know, I don't know what I'd do sometimes.
I'm a young father who's going to get my daughter this week. I really find it hard because at the end of the day, there was no help for me. But if it wasn't for City Mission, I mean, coming here, I wouldn't have had the help. I'd just like to say thanks to the City Mission.
At Elderlink, our department that works with the elderly, 4 lunch clubs are in operation.
We collect the elderly people from their own homes, either in our own cars or on our ambulance bus, which has wheelchair access on the back, a lift. We also run a visiting service where we have volunteers who go into people's own homes and see the people who can't get out and visit them. We always pray with them to show our concern to help them develop a personal intimacy with God.
At the other end of the age scale, we have a children's team which works among children aged 5 to 11.
We deliver acts of collective worship in about 80 primary schools across the city, 3 times a year. So that means around 25,000 children are hearing a gospel-centred Bible story 3 times a year for about 6 years. Whilst in most cases the follow-up opportunities are left to local churches, we also lead 3 weekly school-based clubs in which further teaching is delivered and where there are opportunities to build relationships and ask questions. We have around 60 children regularly attending the clubs, several of whom will also come away with us on weekend camp at the end of June each year.
Birmingham City Mission is just a small part of what God is doing in Birmingham, but a very important part. For over 42 years, the mission has endeavoured to be God in the city to the hundreds of thousands of people who have no faith or who never enter a church building. Even after all this, God still has a plan. Greater things have yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in the city of Birmingham.